Larry Perkins, Castrol Oils Race Cam shows you aboard the Castrol VR. Sits to do on and off the throttle. He's just trying to be gingerly saving those tyres, but makes some imprint on Gardner.
Slams her down there in one hit from third to second.
This will be a heartening performance for the Coke team, because I know that they've been using Larry Perkins as their Commodore yardstick. He's on the same tyres, he's got the same car, and they figured that if they're beating Larry, they're going to be doing pretty well. Crompton further up the road in 4th position, and Wayne holding off Larry here, so they're making good progress. And Mazira really has honed in on Crompton here. Crompton currently in 4th position. Mazira has been making a storming through the field, and he took advantage of that mistake by Alan Jones to move up to 5th position. So Crompton really hasn't had a lap to himself. He's under pressure the whole way. Lap 27 of 34. Look at that bit of battle damage on the back of Mazira's car. It's only part of the carbon fibre bodywork. Oh, look how close he gets to Crompton coming out of GIO corner. Puts the pressure on as they work their way up through the twisty bits toward Penrite. Mazira applying the pressure. So Crompton hanging on to 4th position, Mazira in 5th, ahead of them Bow, Brock and Seaton. He gets up alongside him, but Crompton's got the ideal line.
Watch out here now.
You've only got to put those elbows out a bit, Alan. You can
Come through here on the inside. No, Mazira still.
Oh, look at that. Tremendous squirt from the mobile Chevy as he comes onto the straight, but Crompton's got equal to his measure. He'll cover him under brakes. Mazira goes down the inside. He's got him.
Yeah, that was a good move from Thomas Mazira.
That was good calculated driving there on Mazira's part.
He had the line, if you recall. I think it was last year, wasn't it? Crompton, Larry Perkins, and they all wound up on the grass there on the back straight. But he left a gap open, and that's all Thomas wanted.
Well, it's interesting. The Dunlop cars now, lap times are starting to go up, and the Bridgestone cars, look at Jones as he sneaks through on Crompton too. The Bridgestone cars are going gangbusters in these final few laps. So it's a real tyre war going on here. No Bow's cutting slower laps than Seaton, but Seaton just cannot get through.
And Nork and Peter Brock. Brock a little bit closer to John Bow.
Yep, this battle goes on.
And Perkins all over Wayne Gardner. I tell you, there's plenty of refuse on the racetrack too in the turns.
Yes, pieces of
dust
rubber
everywhere. Perkins works away as we pick up coming into turn number 1 again.
Well, Peter Brock is definitely not going to let John Bow get by with an easy run here. There is no way he's letting up. And John is going to have to fight him off right down to the last lap.
Averaging just under 140 kilometres an hour around this tight circuit, which is very, very quick when you think it's only 2 kilometres in length. And all these slow switchback corners, 140 kilometres an hour average speed.
Now they're coming up on some lap cars, including Bob Pearson, the Product Commodore, just ahead of John Bow. Up to the next right-hander, brings them onto the back straight.
Little jump there by Peter. He accelerated there just to let John know if. But the Vulcan is still looking very steady coming onto the straight. That's his Achilles heel. As long as he's nice and smooth here, still get the car under control. Has to have it right for this next right-hander, which is really one of the most demanding corners.
Peter was through there smoothly.
Oh, lap traffic now.
Oh, isn't this good?
Could be decisive. Wayne Russell in the Roadshield Commodore gives them room. Bow squeezes through. Brock follows him through. They've got Bobby Pearson up ahead in the Product car.
He might be on a faster wind-up. He almost got him there. John had to give the traffic a bit of...
Just imagine Brocky's nostrils are flaring there. He can see an opportunity ahead of him to maybe pounce. Trevor Ashby gets a little bit out of shape. He'll see him coming through as well. Squeezes up the inside of Bob Pearson.
So too does Brock. That's a good move from Bob Pearson. He saw them coming with the mirrors, just moved aside, gave them racing room. Glenn Seaton couldn't capitalise on that. He wasn't close enough to them.
Tremendous
Brock is
pressure
very close
driving
here now. He really is. He can well and truly be a threat to John over these last couple of laps.
Great pressure driving from both of them.
Here's a go.
Oh, look at that. Has a look down the inside.
Well, they spent more time moving to the outside than actually accelerating down the inside. So whether the tyres on the Bridgestone mounted Falcon, on the Commodore, are working a little bit better than the Dunlops on the Ford, we're not sure, but here's Trevor Ashby.
Oh, it looks tight on that. The lens makes it look probably closer than it is, but he just squeezes through on the inside of Trevor, tries to give him as much room as he can. So Bow's still in control. Brock
just upsets the rhythm. The last thing John needs now is to be have a lot of traffic to contend with. He does it well, but by the same token, if he can just stay in his rhythm and keep his momentum, I think he can keep Peter at bay, but he doesn't need anything bothering him on the horizon every other minute.
Now that you would favour John Bow's been able to answer every challenge that Peter has thrown at him so far. Peter hasn't given up, but we're running out of laps. That's the only thing that's going to beat Peter Brock today.
We're on the 32nd lap. There'll be 2 to go as they cross the start-finish line this time around. And he really has been sustaining the pressure. This is one of those championship sort of years for Johnny Bow. He's been the bridesmaid 2 or 3 times, I think. And this year he really has been stringing together some tremendously impressive and consistent performances. Comes up the straight once again, 180 kilometres an hour, hard under brakes for Auto Action Corner. John Bow in control. Bow really has his mirrors full here.
Has he ever? He's cool as a cucumber, but that's what we think. I imagine he's sweating like anything in that cabin of that Falcon.
So 1.5 laps to go roughly for these guys. Brock running out of options. He knows if he's going to do something about it. It'll be have to be very soon. Seaton in a watching brief. There's nothing he can do about it in third. Mazira in fourth. Jones hanging on to fifth. Perkins. But this is where the action is. The pointy end of the grid. Payday is on the line here for these two. Ford and Holden. Bow and Brock.
Very close this time. Doesn't look as... The Falcon's very good in a straight line.
And this is really championship stuff, isn't it? Brock second in the championship behind Bow on points. The rounds are running out. Brock knows he's got to make some big inroads here if he's going to close down that points buffer that Bow has.
He's really giving him something to think about.
33 laps down.
Yeah, 1 to go. And Brock throwing everything now. She's all or nothing. Except it'd be nice to still pick up second points. You don't want to throw away a good second. And Peter will drive as hard as he possibly can. Pressurise as much as he can, but John Bow's been able to respond to every challenge. Glenn Seaton's and Brock's today.
Well, if Bow picks up the win here, he certainly deserved it. Boy, it could be the critical round of the championship. Alan, get another maximum points haul.
Yes.
Could be just what he needs to get him across the line if he has a bad run in one of the remaining rounds.
Well, just a couple of more corners here for John Bow to hold off. That's not taking anything away from him. He's been in that position all day long. That's a tough call for anybody to do.
You've only got to think about the dominance of Mark Scaife in last year's championship, and the final 2 rounds were disasters for that team. So really, John has got to get every point he can on the board to give him some buffer.
I think he'll do that. The last corner is coming up now in round number 6 at Winton. The Shell FIA Falcon of series leader John Bow just beats Peter Brock to the line, and the challenger Glenn Seaton in their shadow finishes back in 3rd place. And a dominating result for John Bow here today at Winton. First in the opening heat and another win in heat number 2. Let's confirm the placings for you on our Shell Series race score. John Bow, the winner, to the 2nd spot, going to Peter Brock. 3rd to Glenn Seaton. 4th place to Thomas Mazera. And rounding out the 5 was Alan Jones.